Hi all, Sherry here from Skinny Minx, and today we are making healthy marshmallows, no sugar, no corn syrup. We're actually going to sweeten it with inulin, which comes from Jerusalem artichokes, and it acts as an insoluble fiber, which means it gives you a nice sweet taste, but your body can't actually absorb it, so you're not getting a ton of calories. Most of the calories from marshmallows come from the sweetener. Because we're using inulin and stevia as our sweeteners, these are going to be about as close to 0 calorie as you're going to get in a sweet treat. So, super excited. Let's get going. I've got 1 cup of water here. I'm going to put half of that into my mixer, and I'm going to combine it with 2 tablespoons of gelatin. If you're using the Great Lakes gelatin, make sure you use the orange container, not the green, because the green container does not gel. Tablespoons here, and I'm just going to mix this together really well. This is called blooming the gelatin, and it ensures that it doesn't clump together and you get a nice even texture on your food. So I took the second half of my cup of water and a cup of the inulin. I thought I was going to take a cup of a half, but really because it thickens the liquid up so much, I found that only a cup was necessary. Now you do be sure to add the inulin in slowly and stir it thoroughly. It really likes to clump together when it hits water. You can mediate that somewhat by having the temperature up a bit higher on your mixture to help dissolve it, but you really do need to go through with a spoon or with some electric egg beaters even, and really thoroughly mix it in. Be careful so you don't get the clumps. And then I've got a dropper full of stevia here. The nice thing with the inulin is it is going to help to counterbalance some of the bitter aftertaste from the stevia. So the stevia helps to sweeten the inulin because the inulin is very mildly sweet, and the inulin helps take the bitter aftertaste out of the stevia. I'm doing just a pinch of salt here to kind of balance out the sweetness of the mixture. And now it's not boiling, but it is simmering, and I want to remove it from the heat when it's a nice thick, like almost kind of white syrup. I don't know if you can see how thick that is on the spoon. So I got to a low heat, but not a boil. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to add in a dash of vanilla. It's about 2 teaspoons of vanilla to just add in there, and again, this is also going to help mediate the bitter aftertaste of the stevia so that you don't notice it in your finished product. And if you don't keep stirring it, the inulin does try to clump as it cools. When I put it in the mixture in the food processor, though, that should cease to be an issue. I'm going to add my hot liquid into my pool here. Remember, I've got the half cup of water with the 2 tablespoons of gelatin in the blender here. All of that yummy sweetness out. There we go. And I'm going to blend this on a high. So because of how sticky our marshmallows are, instead of traditionally where you spread it out on the dish and let it set, I'm actually going to form my marshmallows now. So I mean, this is super. It's like a really sticky dough almost. So just going to pull it into a small little marshmallow shape. You can. No, I can't even rub it in my hands. It's too sticky to rub in my hands. So just do a rough marshmallow shape, and we're going to set them in the dish, in the lined dish here, and we are going to refrigerate these for a minimum of 4 hours, preferably overnight, so that they can set. Take them out. I'll show you these tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some super yummy little low-cal marshmallow snacks that we can enjoy. Hi all, so I've got our marshmallows out of the fridge. I just wanted to show you how they turned out. So, you know, unfortunately they aren't the prettiest marshmallows. I will admit that. I gave one to my boyfriend and I said, here it tastes better than it looks, and it does. They taste like regular marshmallows. If you like the hard crust outside, you can even take some of the inulin powder and roll them in it to get that fluffy marshmallow coating on it, the dry coating. But you know, besides looking like squiggly egg whites, when you take them and you eat them, they actually do taste like a real marshmallow. The texture and the shape were a bit more difficult because I did use inulin. If you want something, if you're doing it for kids and you want something that more closely resembles a true marshmallow, I would use take erythritol or monk's fruit, grind it up in a coffee or a herb grinder so it's a powder, and use that in place of the inulin. I've started using inulin in my recipes. It's a little more complicated to work with. It doesn't work quite as easily in recipes as a sugar substitute as the monk's fruit or the erythritol does. But the reason that I started using the inulin is because of some of the stuff I read about how erythritol was manufactured. They use fungus to, they grow fungus on wheat, and you know, they're using that because we're consuming it in such a high quantity that, yeah, it's naturally present in fruits and vegetables, but they have to have a quick way of producing it because we're consuming so much. And really, just when I read about the manufacturing process, I didn't think it was something I wanted to put in my body. Plus, I was noticing it was giving me a lot of digestive problems, whereas the inulin, I believe, is a lot more natural. And it's more soothing on my digestion. I can consume more of it without having gastric issues. So really it's up to you, either a cup of inulin or 1.5 cups of the erythritol or monk's fruit ground up if you want something that looks as good as the taste. So I hope that this recipe works out for you. Check us out, check out the full recipe at skinnyminx.com, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.